A warm welcome to this webinar. My name is Emmy, and I will be your speaker of the hour, or at least for the next 15 minutes. I work in the customer success team, and we work a lot with helping you to get great value from the system. And if you're having issues, helping you on board and how to think and what to do with some tips and tricks. If you're having any troubles from now on to hear me, please exit the meeting and re-enter the meeting, and that will hopefully make you hear me. And as I said, this will be recorded and you will get this in the email tomorrow. All right. For today, we're going to talk about some updates in the system. It's going to be what has happened in the past few months. We will also go into customization. As you might know, LimeGo is a standardized system, but there are still some changes you can make to make it fit your processes more. We will go into how you can optimize your sales pipe. Some of you might already be working with this, and some of you might want to start. So this is a little tips and tricks of how you can think when you're setting up your sales process. Then we go into what's next. So what are our developers working on and what will be launched further on? In the end, we will do a Q&A. You will be able to ask your questions by unmuting yourself or just write them in the chat. All right. So what has happened the past few months? We have been working a lot with implementing proactive styles so that you can be able to have great customer relations. So for instance, if you're, as we can see in the left corner at the top, what's the next action? If you're canceling a meeting, are there going to be a next meeting, or perhaps do you want to set a reminder for a few months ahead, for instance? And at the bottom, we can see if you're working with your calling list. Do you want to create a deal if you had a good response from the customers, or do you just want to book a reminder? We have new quick filters. I'm not going to show them today, but you can check them out in the Find section where you can search for different companies and such. There will be 2 quick filters. For instance, if you just want to see your own customers, there's going to be a button for that, for instance. What I will go a little bit more into is improved deals performance, like new widgets or more filters and columns. And this will make you be able to track your deals better and have a good overview of what's going on and what's going to happen next with your deals. Let's go into the customizations a bit. I will go into the demo in a second. What we can customize is the starting page. We have custom fields on the company, deals, and persons cards. We can work with tags in order to segment your customers. And we will also go into that you can change your sales process steps. All right, so I will go into LimeGo now. And the first thing you can see is the starting page. And this one you can change as you like. It's your individual page. So you're not changing your coworker's page or anything. You're only changing yours. So for instance, let's say I really work with reminders and meetings in LimeGo, but I'm not really working with deals and activity goals. So I want to change this up a little bit. What I want to do then is remove some of these things. What I do then is go into the left corner and press on your initials, or in my case, I uploaded a profile picture. And then we put adapt go. So as I said, I want to have not my goals, not my deals, only my calling list and snooze calls. I also want to remove the big calendar, deals pipeline, and recently won deals. All right. To go back to the starting page, I'm pressing the button in the left corner here at the go figure. And what has happened is that I have a cleaner site. You can still enter all the activity goals and stuff like that in the left menu, but right now I just want to make it more clean. If we go into the company cards, for instance, let's say this one, I have done some changes on this company card. For instance, I have put in, I'm the responsible coworker and this is my customer. What you might not have noticed is I have also put some custom fields here. And that's why, because I do this is because maybe I have a SharePoint with a lot of information about this customer that I don't have in LimeGo. I could just add this SharePoint as a link. I could also add more information that is, I believe is important to the customer. This could also be added on your person's card. Like say if Stefan was a person's card, I could add some special information to him as well. How I do that is by pressing edit and go down in the corner, or not here. Here you will have custom fields. This will be visible if you add them in the settings. So I just added that I wanted our contact and SharePoint, and that therefore they are visible. To be able to add these, we need to go into the settings, and therefore we go into here. It's at the gear wheel. There are different filters here, so we're going to go into the company tab. And here we can add custom fields that is good for me or my coworkers to know. And we can change the text or to the link if you want to clickable and stuff like that. Tags, I really recommend you start working with that if you haven't already. It's a great way for you to segment your customers. All customers are important, but some customers will create more revenue for you, which means that whether you like it or not, some customer is going to be more important. So by maybe segmenting them, like for instance, like an A customer, B customer, C customer, you will be able to put your priorities straight and put your time more wisely. On this setting list, you will also be able to work with deals to change the names. I prefer working with this view, but some customers only want to work with closing, quotation, and order. So you can change this around to make it fit your terms better and your words that you use within your company. For instance, qualification could be also be a real interest, for instance. At the calling list, this is some modification you can do. What do you want to, is it a yes if you had a call and they're interested? Is it a no if they're not interested? What do you want to call it when they didn't answer, for instance? Is it like wait, or do you want to say didn't answer, call later? I'm going to go into the deals pipe because that is what a lot of changes has happened. Right now we have working with two views. The one you see right now is the Kanban, and it's actually a pretty new. We launched it this fall, and it's all about seeing your deals in a better overview. Right now, for instance, we can see that what the value is, what kind of deal is the description, we can see the next step. If we don't have a next step, when do we need to contact this customer again? So for instance, here we have on the yearly order, we don't have a next step. Maybe it's time that we put a next step in order to know that we are not losing this deal. We know we have a planned step. These deals you can also move back and forth to make it moving forward into hopefully a one deal. We also work in the previous list view. And as I said, you can change the names here to make it suit you better. But what's new here? We have more filters and key figures like over here. If you cannot see them right now, please go into the Adapt Go again, which I was from the beginning when we watched the starting page. In the Adapt Go, you will be able to choose which key figures you want to show. A lot of you customers actually asked a lot to make it more, then you can have more columns and make to see, for instance, when did we create this deal, or how many days has this deal been in the pipe. I really recommend you look at this and see which columns is interesting to have in my pipe, because it's going to make you have more structure and a better overview of what's going on, what is going to happen next, what are the deals that I'm hoping to win in March, in April, and in May, for instance. So this will make you really have control over your time. Also, go in and look, are my pipe updated? The deals who is, for instance, is in qualification. Have I talked to them in the past few weeks? Is it a deal that I might be winning, or is it a deal that I actually already lost but haven't changed the status on? All right. You can also filter. For instance, you have more filters over here. For instance, you want to check only the statuses for closing. Perhaps I only want to look at another coworker or my own. So this is a way for you to have more structure and control over your time. All right. What I will show you now is a little bit what is going to happen next in the future. We are working a lot with the feedback we get from you, and one of those things is actually that we want to have a better integration with our calendar. So right now we have a one-way integration. So what that means is that you can get your meetings into your regular Outlook calendar, for instance. But we want to make this a two-way integration. So only when you're entering LimeGo, you will be able to see your Outlook calendar straight in LimeGo, so you don't double book yourself. And hopefully when we work on this integration, it will get more advanced and we will have even more features in the later future. Also, a big news is that we will LimeGos will be in Norwegian and Danish in the future. So we're working, and you will be able to change your language on your profile settings. So we are very excited for that. If you have any questions now, please unmute yourself or write them in the chat, and we can see if we can go through them. And I will just make sure that you are able to. You will get a question now if you want to unmute yourself. All right. And for your information, if you have any questions or you would like advice on how should I work with my sales pipe, how should I structure it, which columns are great to work with, please send an email to customersuccess@lime.tech and we will contact you and book a meeting, for instance. And we would love to do that because we want you to start using the different functions and really get a great value out of it to be more efficient. All right. Yeah, it's really nice. We got a question about the calendar, and it's really nice that we're working on the calendar. So in the beginning, it's going to be easy connection now, so you can see and work more seamless. And as I said, in the future, we want to be able to perhaps be able to book meetings and connect your potential customers into the meeting, but that's going to be in the future. Awesome. If you don't have any other questions, thank you so much for listening in, and you're very welcome to join in on our next and upcoming webinars. Have a great day. Oh, was there a question?
Could you talk more about how to make the so, you know, the lists of customers, how to search for customers.
I can show you that. If I'm going into for instance, we're in LimeGo right now. If I want to search on my customers, I'm going to go into the find section. So the first thing you see here is all the companies that are registered in, for instance, Sweden, or for if you're a Norwegian, your Norwegian companies and such. So the new quick filters I was discussing in the beginning are these two. So for instance, if I want to see my customers, the one I am responsible for, and also the one who is registered as our customers, I'm gonna press here. And then I'm gonna get 8 hits. I could, for instance, also make a calling list for these. For instance, if I click here, I could create a calling list with my existing customers. So you don't only have to work with calling lists for prospecting new customers. It can only be like a list. I need to contact these customers within 2 weeks, for instance. Same here, if we remove these, if we want to prospect new customers, we can press this button here. And we will make sure that none of these companies that are on the list right now are I've been in contact with before, or any coworkers are responsible for them. And then we can start to navigate through choosing a different industry, maybe do a twin analysis, which means you're basing your search on an existing customer that you perhaps has. Did that answer your question? Hopefully.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Yes, thank you very much.
No problem. And we have a lot of recorded views. So if you're interested, you can always check out in the question mark here. We have our YouTube, for instance. You can watch previous webinars and how to work with the different filters. And also, if you're interested about the latest updates, we have a tab here you can click to see all the things that we've done the past few months. As I said, if you have any more questions now, please email customer success at lime.tech. Awesome. Thank you for coming. Bye.